Hello, bookish friends. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is me, myself, and I, and we are back to filming. I'm so sorry for the long absence. I tried to film a lot of stuff while I was away. I wasn't planning on being away because I wasn't. I had like so many summer content planned for you guys. Some of them I have made, so you might be seeing those soon. But I ran out of space on my laptop to edit videos and to like upload videos. So I'm trying to film everything and upload it to one of my mom's laptop. Thank you, Mom, for that. Anyways, I wanted to film my 10 before the end of the year. Can I read all 10 of these within the last 2 months of the year? Which of these 10s these are, I don't know. But let me pick that up because that was glass and that was scary. Sorry, I have my diamond painting pictures next to me. Oh, you can't even... I don't have space to put these down. Anyways, hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. If you're not new here and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. I would love to have you sticking around. And for, like I said, for today's video, it's my top 10 before the end of the year. Today we're wearing a hat because we had messy bedhead and it didn't want to go down. So let's sit down, talk about my 10 before the end, and I will show you the books. I'm very excited because this list is very diverse. There's a lot of queer characters on this list. There's a lot of sequels on here. I think 7 of these are sequels and the rest are first of a series. These are just books that I didn't get to before the end of the year and that I just want to get to, you know. I try not to do all sequels, but then I ended up doing that anyways. So yeah, enough jibber jabber. Welcome to my channel. Let's sit down, talk about books, and that's it. Let's go. So the first book, my friend Clint over at Reads Reader would be very happy with me. These are in no particular order, by the way, but this first book must be read before the end of the year. It feels very fallish, so I feel like this might be my next read after my current read, which is Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. I am currently reading this one right now and absolutely loving it. I'm so close to my reading goal as well, so looking forward to completing that this week. If I don't complete it this week, I'll definitely complete it in November, but this one will definitely get read. I'm only 60 pages in, so not too far in, but still enjoying it nonetheless. And so the first book on this actual list is Midnights Like This by Max Walker. Earlier this year, I read Love and Monsters, and I really loved it. We follow our two main characters, Eric and Colton. Eric is part of this small town where Colton is joining this book club, and it's like a murder book club theme. And so they meet during this book club and they just have like a meet cute moment in here. The spiciness in here was not what I was expecting from a first book of a new series, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. Like, gave it 5 stars. I loved Love and Monster, no pun intended. And these books are just so short that I don't know why I haven't binged the rest of this series, because I do own books 2 and 3. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll finish up the series and maybe we'll complete a new series. But I loved the first book, so I can't wait to dive into this. And I hear this one has a lot more, I mean, look at the title. It's Midnights Like This. I hear this one has a lot more Taylor Swift references in here. And if you guys know I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. So I can't wait to see what that has in store. The next book is also a sequel. It's actually a finale to a trilogy that I binge read last year. I binge read the first 2 books last year, or I actually binge read them around the end of the year, so it's like still very fresh in my mind somehow. But I can't wait to get to this. This was like one of my anticipated reads for the summertime, and I got around to buying this at my local Barnes. And so that is Once a Villain by Vanessa Lynn. This is, like I said, the 3rd and final book of the Once a Monster or Only a Monster trilogy I loved Only a Monster, Never a Hero was my favorite sequel last year, so I'm so excited to dive into this finale. I won't say too much about this one just because it is a finale, um, but it has morally gray characters in here, and it also has queer characters in here, which we love. And honestly, this series is so perfect to binge because it's so easy to fall in love. The only thing that was a tad confusing for me was all the time jumps in book 1 and book 2. So that was a little bit of a confusion for me. But other than that, I've really enjoyed it. It's just a fun YA fantasy that's a heist novel as well. Or at least the first book was about a heist. I'm hoping we pick up right where we left off in book 2, but I will need a little bit of a recap just to see like what happened at the end of book 2, you guys know. Do you guys like binging series all the way through, or do you like waiting for each book? Let me know down in the comments below. The next book, I have this on my 12 friends list that I made earlier this year, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read any of those books yet, and we only got like 2 months left. So I was thinking of doing a reading vlog of reading all my books that I had recommended to me by my friends. And so this is why I put this book on this list, but also to help me motivate myself and push myself to read this one. I think I'm just scared because there's no news for a sequel yet, and this author is very terrible at cliffhangers. And I know she's very brutal with her characters as well. So nervous for that. But my friend Lori over at the Chatty Bookworm recommended me to read this throughout the year, and that is Air by Saba Tahir. This is the first of the spin-off series to an Ember in the Ashes series, which you guys know I absolutely adore so much. It quickly became an auto-buy author for me and an auto-buy series. And then I saw Air came out, what, last year? 2024? 2023? I don't know. Whenever this one came out, hasn't been any news for book 2 yet, which is another reason why I haven't picked this one up yet. But the last thing I saw from Saba was that she was writing book 2, so maybe we'll get it either 2026 or maybe even 2027. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for 2026 and not 2027. That way I don't have to wait so long, but I would definitely love to read this. I think I'm gonna save this for December because something about this cover just screams like wintry, you know? And I feel like it will be a fun adventure for myself to read this on a cozy winter night. So look forward to this coming in a future vlog soon. And this is number 3 on the list, again, in no particular order. Next is another sequel that I had on my TBR for years now, maybe 2 years, 1 year, again, I don't know, but my copy of this has been getting very dusty by just sitting on the bookshelf, which is crazy because, like I said, it's one of my newer books, and that is Vilest Things by Chloe Gong. This is book 2 of the Immortal Longings trilogy. I read Immortal Longings the year it came out. I actually read that in like 1 or 2 days, so I have a feeling I might do that with this one as well. Again, this one is a sequel, so I won't talk too much about it, but I did got it from Book of the Month the year it came out, and I honestly have been slacking on like reading book subscription boxes that I have, so I need to get on that. This is a sequel. Love book 1, can't wait to jump into book 2 and see where we go from there. Now this next book has been getting a lot of hype lately, and I don't know why I haven't read this one yet, but it just sounds so fun. And again, another cozy book. When I thought of this list, I was like, what are some cozy fall time read going into winter reads, you know? And I feel like this one might be a winter read again. I've been seeing this going around booktubes lately. My friend Mel from Completely Melanie, she read this last summer, this summer. I don't know, years are blending, but my friend Mel read this and she laughed out loud throughout the whole entire book, so I'm excited for that. And that is How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying by D'Angelo Wetzler. That's so hard to say for no reason. As you can see, I got this from Barnes when I bought it, and this is a first of a new series, and this one says, from best-selling author comes a laugh out loud fantasy tale about a young woman who's tired of defending humanity from the Dark Lord, decides maybe the Dark Lord is onto something after all. Dun dun dun. And I honestly don't remember what else I picked up during this buy one get one 50% off sale when I did that earlier this year. So if future editing me knows, good luck. But this is the first of a new series. I did see that book 2 is already out. I don't know how long this series is gonna be, but this has been getting rave reviews, and honestly, I feel like this is a 5-star prediction for me as well, just because it's a new to me author and I just want to read more diversely. Next book on the list, I started this the year I got it, and I was actually annotating this one as well. I remember reading this on one of my family trips, and I just never got around to finishing it, which sucks because this is an auto by author for me. And so that is The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Marco Shiro. What? Why have I not read this one yet? Like, look, guys, I annotated this, well, the beginning of this. Let's see how far I got. Oh, I got to chapter 7, page 65. Why didn't I finish it? Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm so stoked to restart this. Maybe look at my annotation. Maybe do something different for annotating for this one. But this one made it onto my list because book 2 also just came out this past month. So I already bought it because I knew he's like an autobiography for me. So I don't want to read too much into book 2 because I don't want to spoil myself book 1. But this is a spin-off series of the Percy Jackson universe following 2 main characters, Nico and D'Angelo. And we just follow their romance, of a male-male romance that is, which is amazing. And they go on their own quest. Again, not sure how long this book series will be, but there's 2 books out right now, and I just feel like having a middle grade book on this list will split up all these heavy fantasy. But if you guys really don't know too much about this one, look into it and maybe you'll like it. But you will have to read all the other Percy Jackson books before going into this one. Next on the list is another YA fantasy standalone novel, and this one I bought last summer, and I just never got around to reading it yet. Again, this screams coziness and screams fall season, and that is The Girl with No Reflection by Kishi Cho. I'm so sorry for butchering your last name. The reason why I got this book is A, it was a cover buy for me last year, and B, a lot of my favorite authors have blurbed this. Chloe Gong, who we have on this list already, Chloe Gong, Amelia Wenzel, Gabby Burton, and then Vanessa Lynn. All of them are literally on this list, so that's kind of funny that I kind of did that. Anyways, I don't remember too much about this except when I read the synopsis in the bookstore, I was like, ooh, sold. It says, Princess Ying Yun believed in love once upon a time. Yet when she chosen to wed the crown prince, Ying, dreams of a fairy tale marriage quickly falls apart. Her husband-to-be is cold and indifferent, confining Ying to her room for a reason he won't explain. Worse still are the rumors that swirls around their imperial palaces, whispers of 7 other royal brides who, after their own wedding, mysteriously disappeared. So I'm sure it's just our main character who's trying to figure out why they're disappearing. I think it's a little bit of a Mulan retelling as well, if I'm not mistaken. So if that is correct, please let me know. And honestly, this cover is just like gorgeous. How can you not buy this? The next book on the list is another sequel, and I was told from my friend Clint over at Reads Reader, hi Clint, I was told that he said this is technically a prequel to the series, but it can be read, this first book, this one, and then there's another one coming this fall. And so I'm finally getting around to jumping back into Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. I read book 1, Legend and Lattes, and I didn't loved it at the time, so I want to do a reread of book 1 and just see how like my reading tastes have changed. Again, the theme of this list, cozy. I think the title might be like Cozy Top 10 or whatever it's going to be. But very excited. When I thought about this list, I was like, what sequels do I want to put on there? Because there's a lot of sequels that I haven't got around to reading. And this is like one of the billion ones that I have. I don't want to say too much about this. It's a high fantasy, first love, and secondhand books. A new adventure set in the world of legends and lattes. That's all I really want to know, to be honest. We follow V, who's a hungry battle orc. So very excited for that. If you love D&D, you will love the series. And I'm not into D&D, but like I understand some of it. So very stoked to get into this one, and hopefully I'll just love it. Because if I don't want to unhaul it, but I might have to. Second to last book on this list, I asked my friend, I asked my friend Clint again. Literally me and Clint, we like talked a lot this past week of like end of the year content stuff. So I asked him, I was like, should I put new releases from 2025 on this list? Because I didn't want to do that as well. But I did put 2 2025 new releases, and these are the last 2 on the list. So the first one is a sequel that just came out in September, but the reason why I put this on my list is because this is also only a duology, and I read book 1, absolutely loved it. It was a top 5 read of mine last year, so I'm hoping the same thing for this one. But that is A Steeping of Blood by Hafsa Falazieh. This is book 2 and the finale of this duology. Book 1 was A Tempest of Tea, where there's queer characters in here going on a heist, and one of them has to die, or maybe multiple. Loved book 1, gave it 5 stars, so I'm expecting nonetheless with this one. Again, it is a sequel, so I won't say too much about it. But I was told we pick up right where we left off in book 1. Again, might need a little bit of a recap, but hopefully I'll get to it this year. And if I don't, I'll push it to 2026. But I feel like I should. So again, might see this in a weekly reading vlog soon. Who knows? And the last 2025 release that I have on this list, and like the last book on my top 10, is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. This is a first of a brand new series with beautiful stenciled edges. Yes, please. I was so shocked when Book of the Month started doing sprayed edges last year. They started doing that end of last year going into this year, which has been pretty cool, not gonna lie. This is a first book of a brand new series as well. I do have this on my October TBR. I haven't got around to reading it yet, but next week I do have off from work because I was gonna go see my sister, go see her while she was in college, go visit her. But that trip has got canceled, so now I have the whole week off. So maybe I'll just do like a week of reading books off my October TBR. I don't know. I have so many content up in this brain that it's like, what do I want to do first, you know? But this is definitely on my October TBR. This is for the reading prompt. I'm reading the word black on the series name, author's name, or series name as a whole. And the series name is the Blackwood Academy, I think is what it's called. Yeah, the Blackwood Academy series. So I was like, well, it's in the series name, so let's pick that out for this prompt. But it says, some fates are worse than death. 6 rivals, 1 victor, eternity is only the beginning. I feel like this is like another Hunger Games inspired competition setting. Yeah, 2 academic rivals who are strangers to each other but somehow make a connection. I just been hearing nothing but great reviews about this one, and it's the first of a series, so I don't know how many books will come after this, but I'm looking forward to diving into this one as well. So there you have it, friends. That is a chatty sit-down video of my top 10 before the end of the year. Can I get to these 10 books by the end of the year? I hope so. I've been very bad at like completing some goals of mine this year, so I might want to do like another sit down chatty video of reading goals and like just checking in. That will be a video for another day, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on so don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. And without further ado, I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below. Hope you all have a great day or night, and I love you guys. Bye.